Greetings, I am Lies and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together.
Yeah.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Arcana, where we were stumped by this choice going, that's all you're gonna offer. Either you do it, or you're afraid of sea monsters. Woo! So, anyway, we've discussed what we think Corazone's beliefs are about the Arcana, which they surely have been exposed to the idea of over time with Asra, since, you know, he's the one that connected this world to them, as far as we can tell.
Like, again, the only thing I can think of as to why in the world your character would literally have no idea with Nadia, so removing our knowledge of Julian's route as best as possible, just using the introduction. So the one that they canonically want you to go with is that Asra's been your master and you've been super involved and you know that he goes away, you know, to the land of the Arcana or, you know, these other realms all the time. He just is very edgelordy about it and doesn't really talk to you about much stuff. So I'm like, are you just saying that he literally, when I guess he made the deck, that's his deck, so it's his connection, even as much as we joked about solitaire? Like, if that is actually true, he literally neglected that huge part of your education as a magician, where Nadia is literally counting on you as a magician who knows about the Arcana to interact with the Arcana?
But she seems like she knows more about this realm than you do.
Than you do, but also, like, I'm saying that's bullcrap, because no.
If Asra's been as thorough as he has, it seems like you should be, not necessarily have done this ever before, because
right.
Again, he's been very hesitant to let you doing adventurous stuff, because he wants to protect you. He protect.
Yeah.
I say, but there is a level of going, he seemed to be very thorough in your education, and the other exposition has suggested that he's been extremely thorough in a lot of your education, even if it's like just allowing you to see what he does, and perhaps giving him more credit. He realizes that you learn visually, and that you also learn by listening, and so he doesn't have to directly teach you things, and so when you say, I think I heard Asra saying one time, it's literally, I was talking about this in front of you because I knew you would pick it up.
Right? So, the thing is here is I like my friend's reasoning of going, if he's going to spend one day, we're going to instantly be able to learn how to ride a horse. Like, no. My reasoning for saying no is going, you already know about this and this feels inappropriate.
Additionally, again, if this isn't Nadia's space, this is the person we're trying to find space.
Like, and I know they have really, like, no seemingly, like, lore of how they treat these entities, but they feel like really powerful spiritual forces that you usually don't want to fuck with.
And, like, if I, again, we've talked about it, if I came into someone's house and went, I don't see them, God, I remember being here before, let's do something frisky and romantic, that sounds just disrespectful.
Yeah, so it's not I'm scared of sea monsters, it's no thank you.
It's going to be no thank you.
No thank you. Nadia gives a startled laugh and then quickly covers her mouth with her hand.
Oh no, we're going to turn into Errant Kingdom. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's just that's very cute, Carson.
Me having boundaries is cute.
Also, I'm like, it doesn't make any sense for your character to say, I'm afraid of sea monsters, because there'd be no reason for them to think there would be sea monsters here in this safe place with Nadia. And also it suggests that you don't trust Nadia. I came here all the time as a child and I loved it.
Nor do you trust Asra. Again, I'm just like, you dismiss two very powerful people. Now, that doesn't mean that people can't have a fear of water, but I've always thought the waters here seem really clear. The thing that... So as somebody who has a fear of the water, particularly when it gets really dark, because what I'm afraid of is what's in the water. Not the fact that it's dirty, but I'm afraid of what's in the water.
And that I can't see it.
That I can't see it. This seems really clear. And they've literally said, going, it's beautiful and crystalline and very clear and lovely. And you're like, so is it not clear?
Well, and are they suggesting that your MC is being playful? Oh no, I'm afraid of sea monsters.
I'm afraid of sea monsters. And then she's also going to go, that's adorable. You're like, so why are you infantilizing me?
But again, if that was said playfully, then it's usually followed up by, sure, I'll swim with you. So yeah. I don't know how that would have been said at all, except for seriously, which sounds really dumb for the MC.
Anyway, that's fine.
Cute, Corazon. I can assure you there are no monsters in these waters. But we wouldn't want to fluster you, would we?
It also could be literally her going, that's adorable. Wait a minute. Are you just saying sea monsters because you're not comfortable being naked with me?
Okay.
Because sometimes that comes up.
Okay, but like, it's a dick joke, I'm afraid of sea monsters.
I've actually heard that one. It's a trouser snake. Yeah.
Yep, trouser snake. Okay, but what if it was that?
I'm not afraid of dicks, aren't you?
I might be. Only yours.
Because you seem like you have a big one.
No, big dick energy.
Big dick
real.
energy. Maybe unfounded, but big dick energy.
Next time, then.
Nadia leads us to the edge of the sand, where a single white rowboat bobs gently in the calm waters.
Why didn't we see the rowboat when we looked at this place?
Oh, I don't know. Plot? We need to give you a moment so you don't feel like you need to move on. They're also really bad. The thing is, they're really bad GMs. Like,
Also,
they're really bad GMs. We rolled really poorly on our perception check. We were deeply overwhelmed by tiny, sparkling island with such little shit going on it, we wouldn't notice a rowboat.
Here's the question again, though, of going, I saw through the gate to this person and I've never gone through.
Yep.
We get up to the gate, we open the gate, and she's like, I came here all the time to this place. And then going, and now we'll travel to where that person was. The person was right behind the gate. You saw them through the gate.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
How would you ever know where else they would be other than behind the gate?
That's again actually one of the reasons why I said this realm is literally, this particular section is literally this Arcana.
Yeah.
So you would of course you would see them right behind the gate because we're inside of them. That's again where I'm like, this area is them!
Yeah, if
you wanting to go frolic around and go be horny, I don't know if they're into that.
I would say, if the star is her space and the tower is the tower and, a personification, then this space, is whoever we're going to see.
As far as she said, it's the High Priestess.
Did she say that?
Yeah, she did.
I don't remember. It's okay.
We climb inside, and the vessel... I have the wrong fucking accent.
Hello. Goodbye, Corazon.
Hello, how are you doing today? We climb inside, and the vessel begins to move on its own, heading directly for one of the waterfalls.
Because Nadia can't row things. That'd be terrible.
It would
I have to do labor in my dreamland? No way. No, thank you.
Yeah, I apologize. If she hasn't said it, I have at least heard somebody make a reference to it, so I can't blame... Like, I had thought, though, she did say it in here, so if she hasn't, it's my fault.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure she did, but we go episodes in between, so...
Eyes open, Corazon. No hesitation.
I'm going to tell you, who is
closed?
literally not a magician and doesn't actually know how to magically infiltrate or do anything with these realms at all, other than you just magically know how to use this area because you have a high special connection to, which is what Corazon actually implied to us, or your MC implies to the reader, of going that, you have a deep connection. There are specific people who have deep connections, which is probably why Julian had a dream date with, the Hanged Man.
A dream date. I love
Dream
that.
datey.
It's not dream daddy, it's dream date.
Dream date.
Right.
So, I guess that, but I still don't know what that means.
I don't know. I don't know why Corazon would be closing their eyes at all, but eyes open. Let me give you a command. Enjoy
She's
this.
not looking at us. She's assuming that we can't do this.
She's
true. Really excited. Don't look away for even a moment, you.
Okay.
Why would I?
Sure.
We approach the crashing water rapidly. It begins to hit the front of the boat, lurching us forward.
And not tipping you, actually sucking you in.
Lurching forward. That is we're tipping, so whoever's in the back is getting elevated.
Oh, lurching you forward, and suddenly you tumble on top of Nadia, and there's your sexy scene.
Hey!
Ta-da!
We emerge onto starry blue sky. Little pieces of starlight twinkle with the flowing midnight blue, growing brighter as we approach and dimming as we pass. A path glows out of darkness, leading us towards a rocky island.
I saw this person through a gate from over there, but I know about this process, and I've ridden, and I feel completely competent with this boat, and I warn you before an action happens of the boat getting sucked down into the water and going into a night sky. Keep your eyes open. I want you to see this. So you've seen this before, Nadia?
I guess.
Are you saying one time when you came to this gate, your island wasn't there, and instead a whole-ass night sky was there, and this place, and you extrapolate something fucking cool is gonna happen with the boat?
I guess? I don't know. On top of a high cliff is a temple overlooking the starry sea.
It's a pretty temple.
It is very pretty, actually. As we get closer, I notice some of the stars are floating above the water, dancing around us and urging us on.
It feels like coming home. To a place you've never been, according to your own words. The High Priestess should be waiting for us at the temple. I have a feeling she already knows we are here. Well, if she already knew you were here, it would have been even worse to make out in the water.
You're in her body. My whole ass. Together we climb the stairs carved into the cliff, and eventually reach the temple at the top. There is a figure standing silhouetted against the starlight, who turns slowly to face us as we approach.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, hello!
Oh my goodness, I love your hands.
You are Fabu.
I love your hands. Your headpiece is, in my mind, ridiculous, but your hands are beautiful.
Your hands are marvelous, actually.
Also, this is very, very owl with no feathers aesthetic, because owls are really skinny, leggy boys.
They really are.
They are mostly made of feather.
They really
like the
are.
shape we associate with owls is mostly feather, so this is very accurate.
Yeah,
and I just
correct.
imagine her being legs for days.
I'm actually really disappointed, though, that she's not, like, full Borb.
Yeah.
To be honest, because we're talking, like, owl.
It's true.
Like, why not?
All right.
Anyway. Do you want me to do it, or do you want to do it?
I want to do it, but I'm trying to remember a voice that I heard someone do once in a show, and I'm like, I can't quite come up with it.
Which show?
No,
Maybe
it was,
I know.
it was an esoteric thing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
okay.
it wasn't a big thing, and I'm going, what about that, though?
You could do it, but I believe in you, I have your power.
All right, it's okay. The problem is I've been stuck in a relatively thin range of voices lately for my own standard.
Right.
And I've been kind of frustrated with it. No, I got nothing. It is my young friend. Not so young anymore. It has been over 1,000 suns since last we spoke. Dear Nadia.
Suddenly, her gaze shifts my way.
Point.
Her fathomless eyes. Actually, okay, so I have a horrible thing to tell you.
What's that?
I always think it's really funny where people are like, fathomless eyes, and they're like a color, and I'm like, but like, one of the things about like fathoms is about darkness.
And depth.
And depth.
Mm-hmm.
Light doesn't deep.
Not really.
Like, I've always...
When people
so I don't know how to describe it, but whenever I've looked at people, really, where they have either, like, characters or character designs or characters where they go, they're fathomless milky white eyes. I'm like, I don't see depths. There's no depths to see.
It's a wall.
It's a wall.
And when you look into the bright blue sky, people don't usually say fathomless sky.
No, they don't.
It is...
They talk about it when it's nighttime.
They talk about the fathomless dark sky.
Yeah, or the nighttime's fathomless dark sky. It's not about...
It's okay, I want tiny nebulas to be in her eyes.
I kind of do,
not.
too.
I really would. All right, shifts to me.
Suddenly her gaze shifts away. Her fathomless eyes penetrate her fathomless gaze. With the G-A-Y-S, just for all the rest of you. Penetrate deep to the core of me.
Whoa. You have brought... How curious. Such a strange and delicate thing, adrift in the waters of fate. Which way will you wander? I wonder.
Honestly, we should probably look up the voice you're looking for, and then we'll come back and do her again.
We could do it, possibly.
Yep.
All right.
The High Priestess trails off, growing silent as she stares thoughtfully. After a moment, Nadia clears her throat and addresses the owl again.
Not the High Priestess. The owl.
Rude.
Rude.
You should know that's not an owl.
Actually, rude.
Uh-huh.
High Priestess, I have come to you for a reason. I'm glad you haven't come for nothing.
I'm also, like, kind of cracking up, because, like, the owl... Like, okay, just take that at face value, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what owls look like?
Yep, that's an owl.
You're like, so I wander around, there's people out, whoo-hoo,
That's
whoo-hoo,
just what they look like.
in the trees, going crazy, cracking their necks around, whoo! And you're like...
Where?
Honestly, though, because you'd live in that world, it wouldn't mean anything, but as an outsider, I'd find that to be goddamn hilarious. I'd
So
be like, that
Nadia's
is
one...
peak cryptid.
I was gonna say, Nadia's owl, Chanda, is the weirdest fucking looking owl you've ever
Yes,
seen.
exactly.
Because all the rest of them look like awkward owl harpies.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Canon, I accept it.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm like, I just love that mental image. So these little fat babies. Ha.
I was gonna say, except for, instead of that, they're all just these leggy people. And they're like, the owl! They all look like that.
Uh-huh.
And then you see Chanda and you're like, that is clearly a magical thing. What is that?
What is Chandra?
You know, an owl. Really? It's like if you've only seen wolves and for the first time you see like a bourgeois. What is that?
I still love the contrast of being like, when you see the animals and you just go, God, fucking chihuahuas. It's still startling sometimes to just be like, even for me, I've seen a lot of dogs in my life. It's just always like really big or really small. It's really baffling. Like I've seen St. Bernards. I grew up around a St. Bernard.
Okay.
Like, wow.
Imagine all you've ever seen is basically your golden retrievers. And then suddenly you see a chihuahua. You're like, I don't identify that as a dog. Like, if dogs have only ever been golden retrievers, that would not be a dog to you.
I actually have a character that basically had that problem. So they were exposed to basically, they had a very different world, basically different technology, different level, and then they were exposed to, through their partner's access, basically all the different varieties of dogs, more or less, that have been bred in other parts of more or less the universe kind of thing. And there was this really strong, like, what are those? Those are dogs. What?
What is that? No, what are those? They're dogs.
Those are dogs, and they've had some of that even culturally on their own, because they have their own dogs, and then obviously people breed them. As you know, you live in different areas, you have them for different purposes.
I have to say, in this moment, she's actually displaying an incredible amount of, like, actually her station.
Yes.
I've never spoken to this person. I've been fascinated with this person, nigh on obsessed for years of my life, and I just talk to you completely composed. I don't go, oh my God, we made it. I don't go, High Priestess, pause.
It's you again.
I don't
I've
simp,
missed
I
you.
don't stand, I don't anything. I
don't lose my composure,
High Priestess, I have come to you for a reason. Yes, you have questions, many questions. Tell me, Nadia Stravania, I can't do it. Satranavia, do you not already...
There's not an I in there.
Satranava. My brain, I can't do it. Okay. Nadia Sadranava, do you not really already know the answer? If I did, I would not be here. I want to know who killed my husband. Lucio. It was suicide. What? Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, my favorite thing is going to be, because this is going to turn around to, he didn't. He's not dead.
I also love I'm going to ask you, like, one, you owe me an answer, and I fully expect to get it. The entitledness is also very appropriate for station.
Yeah, it's very, very indicative. She's very much in character, I would say.
I was going to say, it's also really nice, because they've indicated she should be this person the whole time, and right now, she is it. I want to know who killed my husband, Lucio.
Big red eyes blink slowly at Nadia. The High Priestess tilts her head to the side.
And then all the way upside down. Why? Why? You mean, why have I asked you? Your eyes see all, High Priestess. I assume, even though I've never met you or talked to you ever, and I really know nothing about you. Because I only saw you at a distance behind a gate once.
You're not gonna let that go,
I'm not!
It's fine.
If anyone were to know the secret, beside Lucio as a ghost alive himself, would it not be you?
Nadia looks startled as the High Priestess laughs, soft and not unkindly.
Ah, Nadia. Satranava. Got it? Did I get it?
Yes.
I love the little head move. It's so good. That is not the question I have asked, my dear. Why do you care?
Nadia takes a step back, blinking a few times. She gives me a confused glance.
The reason you care, dear, as far as I've assessed, is because you feel it's your duty to your people to care.
I was also going to say, actually, I think the thing is she's worried about basically performance. She has to show how capable and powerful she is, because she's actually, I think, even literally fucking stated that. I need to solve this murder so that I can throw a masquerade in peace so that people can move on.
And also, yeah, so that I can show that I've got things...
Why do you care? I care about my image. I want people to trust me. Or I'm afraid of appearing impotent. I'm afraid of... Like, there's lots of ways to answer that. But she has literally said, I need to find this out because I need to know so that we can throw a party. Like, that was, like, the connection.
Because the people need to know, and the people need justice. And again, she hasn't queried the people on their interest in justice and needing to know, but she's decided that's what they need.
She has, without asking or even knowing if that's the thing that, like, it feels...
She hasn't gone out and gotten the pulse of the people yet.
Exactly, like I said before, it feels a little bit like bread and circuses. It's just sort of, we're entertaining ourselves with hunting down a killer, while I ignore, like, basically distract you from all the other problems with this basically circus
and
of
also
us running after this dude.
And also her going, when I find whoever it was that killed him, and then I deal with that legally, and then I throw a party, then I can look at infrastructure in the city and shit like that.
That's exactly what I was like, what have you done, Nadia? It sounds like you haven't done jack shit to me this whole time.
Why do I care?
Your therapist wants to know.
I care because it broke the law 3 years ago.
Honey?
Murder is illegal, is it not?
Nadia, I am above the law. Satranava says murder is illegal, isn't it?
I was going to say.
Murder is only illegal if your society deems it so, and also some murder is actually legal, and it depends on what the hell is going on. Some people would call that justice, actually, that Lucio is dead.
And what I was
like,
gonna say,
fucking Lucio dead off his ass, would somebody be like, that's justice, that's exactly how the system should work, fuck it.
I'm super entertained by the idea that what she's going to cite is murder is illegal when she's literally said and displayed, both said and displayed, that she's above the law.
Yeah,
and
actually,
she's going to cite the law. I loved that. I love what you did.
What the fuck?
That's so good.
You are one of the most disrespectful bitches here, actually, when it comes to respecting the law.
Okay, what I'm just going to say is...
what is legal and isn't?
Hypocrite.
Yes.
Is it? So you do this for justice. Whose justice? Whose? One of us is possessed by an owl spirit. Who? Oh, we don't know. It's
It's a whips around, snaps.
But we really have no idea who it I fit the Nadia. Do I not deserve justice? Me, myself, my husband was murdered after all. I mean, do I not deserve answers?
I was
Actually,
gonna say, that's not justice, though. What you're talking about, honey, is not justice because you couldn't care. Like, you were happy he died. That's justice for you, is him being dead. I hate to tell you. Deserve answers is something else. You just are kind of a control freak, as far as I know. What happened?
The thing is, in general, no one deserves answers.
They don't deserve anything.
I was going to say, no one really deserves anything because there's no way to earn anything.
Because everything is also made up in society as a construct. Again, like I said, these ideas only apply if you all agree that they are important, that they all apply.
I was going to say, if you're in a society, the only thing you deserve is the stated consideration that a person deserves within that society.
Yeah.
And again, if your society is shit and they don't believe people should have bodily autonomy or health care or housing or things like that, then you don't deserve those things because you're in a society that believes you don't. I say, however, if you're in a society that believes people should have bodily autonomy, that believes people should be cared for, that believes people should be supported, that no one should be homeless, then you deserve all of those considerations.
I think
But it really does come down to society, because that is where the idea of deserving happens. Because
that's how you guys remain a society, because otherwise societies fall apart. They will. They just eat themselves because people don't work together. You have to make various kinds of concessions. Now, I will say that some concessions sometimes are way one too many, but, you know.
Now, what I'm wondering here is if this is a statement of her own belief about herself, or if it's basically entreating to be valued, if you will. Going, in some way when somebody goes, but why this thing? You go, well, don't I deserve it? Or, don't I deserve it? You're asking them. And I'm trying to figure if she's stating these things about herself, but basically in the form of questions, or if she's basically trying to entreat that from the priestess.
I'll find out. Her hand is shaking by her side, clenched in a tight fist.
She's Arthur.
She is. She's the Arthur meme.
Arthur meme. Since I awoke, I have been angry at Lucio. Yet I cannot remember why.
Okay, so now you have completely contradicted yourself again.
Do it.
This character has said explicitly, Lucio hurt me and I know why. She has actually gone, he did bad things, he was bad for me, he hurt me, blah, blah. I'm like, yet I cannot remember why. Then what do you remember? Are you just talking about an instance of hating him and being angry at him? Are you or is it just the general experience of being angry at, I don't understand what this is. To me, that's just a contradiction because you said he's been horrible.
I was just saying,
but I never liked him and we never got along and whatever else.
Maybe none of those things made her angry. They just made her disappointed and frustrated.
I mean,
I'm just reaching here, grasping, going, maybe the stuff she remembers, none of it feels and sparks like it sparks anger. Just, well, it is those things. And so she is angry about something she can't remember. But how does that connect to, I deserve justice. I deserve to know who killed him. If you know who killed him, how is that going to help you figure out why you're angry at him? Because right here is, I have been angry at Lucio, yet I cannot remember why. That seems completely unconnected to, I need to know who killed him.
I think it kind of can apply, because it goes from, I've been angry at him, I don't know why, and then he was dead. So I'm assuming that I killed him. It's bringing up the question again, did I kill him?
So maybe she's coming around to...
She's coming around to, did I kill him?
Yet I cannot remember why. He doesn't just get to die without giving me answers. He doesn't get to leave me to pick up the pieces of his mess.
But what mess? What do you even remember? Honey, I don't understand what your price fight.
I said that she was not leading into what you said then.
Yeah, no,
that was her whole statement, and I was right.
Damn it.
Also, again, saying, I need to know who killed him will not give you answers.
Yeah.
It will not just stop him from dying without giving you answers. He'll still be dead if he is. And you still won't have answers, even if you know who killed him. And if you go and find the person who killed him, they're not going to be able to give you answers as to why he did what he did or treated you the way he did. He doesn't just get to get out of this and leave me with it. Finding out who killed him is gonna have. He's still gonna have that same information.
That's again. I'm like, this feels like weird surface levels therapy stuff where you're like, what do you want? Like, what is this about? Like, what is any of it about? Is this even about anything?
This feels very much like screaming at someone's corpse of going, you can't leave. There's still so much. I need you, or you can't leave me with this mess, you asshole.
Yeah.
And going, yeah, but finding out who killed them doesn't fix any of that. It's still the same problem.
Yeah.
I feel like the ghost. Like I am destined to simply follow in his footsteps, cleaning up the things he breaks.
You mean he broke? Because technically he's dead, even though we have said that he isn't actually dead. Are we gonna...
He's only mostly dead.
He's only mostly dead.
Mostly dead.
He's partially dead.
What is that face?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. It looks like you're rolling your eyes and crying at the same time. That's all I'm getting. Based on the fact that she's never really looked up before, that's what that looks like to me. And I'm really sorry, but also like the incredibly artful one tear. Like, why is Portia the only one who gets to do messy, angry cry? I don't know.
I don't know. I actually, that really surprised me too. I apologize. From the angle actually that I'm sitting at, it looks, I'm not going to get into it. It's just me. Because my brain is going, her eye is falling off on one side. It looks like the whole thing has been funny. It's okay. Whatever. I'm sorry you are crying, dear. I
refuse to wilt away in his shadows.
So what do you want?
Okay, so no one is out there remembering Lucio, iconifying Lucio, talking about the good old days when Lucio, you're not
in fact, everybody uniformly hates him.
And are talking about you.
Yeah.
Dear, everyone you've met is talking about you, thinking about you. They're not even connecting you to or comparing you to him, except the courtiers.
The fact that actually you're better than him, even.
And that they love and admire you, but you can't access that. And we know it, because no matter how many times we tell you, no matter how many times you see it.
Because it's about your own goddamn self-worth.
This solidifies, again, the overarching theme that's been in this entire thing, that she cannot get out of her own head, that no matter what input she gets from the outside world, she cannot access it. She's really stuck in her own narrative. Her own narrative that her sisters hate her, her own narrative that she's been controlled her whole life, her own narrative that no one can truly love or be close to her. Like, that has been her self-described narrative really consistently through this entire thing, and including to, I'm going to fix the people's problems by doing this, is again an internal narrative of, I've decided by myself with
what
no
your
input,
problem is,
what other people's problems are, and what needs to be done about it. You're so incredibly insular. It's like stunning. And I mean, like, I am stunned by how complete it is, because no information in this world ever that we've been exposed to suggests that you're in his shadow or shadows in any way. And
not even slightly. The narrative hasn't supported any of that, so I appreciate that that's your experience. I have been that person where you're like, God, this person going, this is my whole experience. You're like, whoa, I see none of that, just so you know. And they're like, what? And you're like, no, seriously, this is all the things I hear, and people are just blown away. And you're like, what do you think is going on?
And this is just wild how complete her internal world is, and that she cannot receive any input that impacts her worldview from the outside. No matter how huge the body of evidence, she cannot change her viewpoint at all.
She cannot unsee.
Yeah. And I'm like, that, again, that just suggests a level of incredible, like, insularness, but also of basically inability to access people in the world that is profound. I wilt away in his shadows. I want to solve his murder so that I can forget him, so that I can move on, so that his ghost no longer haunts me. And, apparently, so you don't have to then think about answers to the things that you demand answers to and need answers for.
How will finding out who killed him solve all the problems that he broke, though? Like, again, that doesn't make any logical sense to me in the slightest. Regardless, I found out who killed him. Doesn't matter. He still ruined the trade over here. He did this. That happened independently of his death.
So, again, if she's insular inside of herself, like we've both perceived, and like I've tried to point out the case for, then what she's saying is, to me, he dominates my entire world as the figure of this entire city. And we have theorized that his picture is plastered all over the fucking city.
Right.
So that one, I was just say, and to her,
he has propaganda before it existed.
All she ever hears or sees is that his legacy is there affecting everything and not her actual presence. And for her, she has figured out that even though she wants these other things, I want answers, I want explanations, he shouldn't be allowed to just leave. Closure with any fixation on that will be if she finds out who kills him. And so she's like, I've got all this stuff, and I want all this stuff, and it deserves all this stuff, and he shouldn't be allowed any of this stuff, but if I can figure out who killed him and put a legal stamp of case closed on it, then I can forget him forever and never think of him ever again.
So is the fact I want to solve his murder. You don't even want to necessarily, like we've already said, he's not dead. Why did you not just go, what happened to Lucio? Why is it, I have to solve his murder, but there wasn't a murder?
If he's actually a ghost, then he is dead.
But the thing is we've already kind of said, like, Asra said he's not actually dead, though. That was the whole fucking conversation we had with Asra and Muriel.
She's also established that she doesn't completely trust Asra's ideas.
Which is really funny, because she also just goes, well, yeah, you know this thing, but then she completely dismissed it in the next 5 minutes. So I don't know. It's fine.
Anyway, that's what she wants.
Nadia lets out a shaky breath as she finishes. I reach out and entwine my fingers with hers, forcing her fist to relax.
I grab her meme fist, and I crack it open by forcing my fingers into it.
I say, it's okay, Arthur, I got you.
I hold hand.
I got hold.
But
all right,
you know
well,
what?
we're going to have to hold hands in the next one.
We will.
We will. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos if you are having a good time with us. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We have some links in the description down below. Please also feel free to go check out our Twitch and our Instagram and our Tumblr. There are also places where you are more than welcome to come and interact with us. We will be there. We are there. And we've loved the interactions that we've had so far, and we'd be fantastic actually to hear from more of you. Also at the same time too, honestly, even just interacting with the video, like I said, giving, like, comment, subscribe, actually lets the algorithm know that we exist, so you can actually benefit us.
Quick shout out to Drakonishi, our most prolific commenter. We love you.
It is true. you can actually basically keep us from being consumed by the algorithm. By interacting with us, you actually can give us exposure.
So yeah, well, you can pay us an exposure.
Haha! So thank you very much. I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!